Hey there, thanks for listening to So You Want to Get on Stage. I'm Bonnie Lafrak and I'm interviewing my favorite clients and coaches. I hope you enjoy. I'm here with one of my clients, Samantha Collins. She recently was part of the competition team, and I had the pleasure and joy to coach her personally. And I've invited her here to have a conversation about what makes a woman say yes to something like this. In the podcast, so you want to get on stage, I realize now, really thinking through it, do people really want to get on stage? And so, with my interviews, talking to Sam and a variety of other clients and people I've worked with over the years, I think we'll figure out what's the main thing. I don't think any woman, even in looking back over my own life and teaching classes and working out in a gym and being fit or being unfit at any given time, because it's all on
Mhm.
a spectrum there, but I don't think people really think, yes, that's exactly what I want to do. Sam, why don't we just
Mhm.
start with who are you? How old are you? You're just a quick little background on who you are.
I am 28. I'm from born and raised Massachusetts, Central Mass girl. I was a gymnast growing up since I was like 8 or 7, all through high school competitively. After I went to college, worked, always went to the gym and stayed fit, but definitely had some ups and downs with how I felt about myself physically and mentally. But yeah,
It's,
that's a little bit about me. I'm getting married next year. So that's actually a year from today.
is it a year from
It's a
today?
year from today. Yeah, so that's exciting. I'm very
That is
excited. It's good
super.
timing.
Yeah, it is super exciting. Did you know about the Fitness Asylum or the Fitness Asylum team at the same time? Were these like different moments in time that you found out, okay, this is the Fitness Asylum, but wait, there's also this bikini team thing?
Yeah, I knew about the fitness asylum because of the location I grew up in, so I would always pass by it, especially the Boylston location, so I always knew it was there. Never really tried going, which I wish I did sooner, but I always knew it was there. Not until probably within the last year did I know about the bikini team through the fitness asylum.
Okay.
Yeah, I had seen others do competitions and people I had known from high school and whatnot post on social media. And I always thought it was really cool, but I had never known that the fitness asylum was involved.
And at some point, though, you became aware.
Yes, mainly through Instagram and Facebook. I just kept getting the ads. Do you want to get on stage? And I was just like, keep scrolling. And then finally, which I'm sure we'll get to that question,
Hmm.
is I reached out and here I am 4 months later.
Yeah. I'm always so curious. What's the timeline? I had someone tell me a long time ago, I stalked the Facebook page for 5 years, and I'm like,
Mhm.
5 years. I'm like, all right, you could have done a lot with those 5 years. At least you
No.
had a more condensed timeline. How much gym experience, like prior to this, are you somebody who's always been going to the gym?
Yeah, I would say there's been like hiatus of a few months where you might fall off or you have a lot of things planned and you just don't make it. But ever since I grew up doing like athletics of some kind and then gymnastics, it was always like, I know how to do conditioning at home. I know how to work out at the gym. I know how to do stuff. I ended up getting a personal trainer after high school because I didn't really know like how to lift. I knew how to flip around, but I didn't know how to lift. And it was super interesting to me. So I ended up getting my personal training certification because I wanted to know more about it and maybe do it on my own. Of course, that was pre COVID. So definitely a little bit different. And now I have a different job at the moment. But yeah, I've always gone to the gym or stayed active in some way, whether it be classes, yoga. I coached gymnastics for a while. I've always been active.
So it's not like the gym is new to you and this whole
Yeah.
like process was like, I got to figure out how to work out.
Yeah.
And that's, to be fair, I think someone who is going to enjoy this process has
Mhm.
some level of workout. It doesn't have to be necessarily, oh, I do CrossFit 6 days a week or
Yeah.
I'm a competitive weightlifter, but right, have some gym knowledge.
Yes. I also feel like, though, the place that I was at when I started, I may as well have never stepped in a gym before. That's how it felt. So I was just like, this is day one. It's not,
Yeah.
but it's day one. That's how it felt.
Yeah. I sometimes like the day one, right?
Yeah.
Even today, with everything that I already know, sometimes I enjoy being a student, right? I don't know. You show me, you tell me. I'm here to learn something new. I don't know it all, or I
Mhm.
don't want to think that I know it all. So you were served some kind of ad that's like, get on stage, or so you
Yeah.
want to get on stage, or do you want to get on stage? And your initial reaction was no.
Yeah, the first reaction, it wasn't no, it was more like, "Huh, okay, sure, whatever." I was like,
Hmm.
because I don't look like that. Like in my head, it's you see the pictures, even when you look at the before and after, you see the afters, and they're just crazy, and you're like, could never be me, ever. So it was almost like it wasn't a no, as if I deep down didn't want to try. It was a no because there's just no chance in hell this could ever happen to me.
I remember thinking, just, oh, I would, sure, yeah, I would love to do
The
that.
thought is nice. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but right, I could never do the diet. That's never, I could never do it. That's never
Yeah.
going to happen.
Mm,
But at some point, then,
yeah.
at some point, something clicked in your head because you reached out. You put in a message on Instagram.
I did. I actually remember very well because I was starting to creep up on the scale within a year and a half time. And I was like, oh, like, it's okay. I'll go, because I've always fluctuated my whole life. And that's normal within a certain range. But I had started to like, it was like I would see a new number that I had never seen before. And I was like, and then that would let me down. And it was like another number. And I was like, okay, that's like a different, like, series of 10.
A
That
different
new num
decade.
yeah, the different decade of number. And I was like, I don't like that. And then in November, we got engaged. We had like our engagement parties and like friends parties. And then it was Thanksgiving. And then it was my birthday. And then it was Christmas. And then it was New Year's. And like, we all know how that time is. And it was like nothing had calories and I did whatever I wanted. Not that that's always a bad thing. But by the time January rolled around, I was like so disappointed in myself. Not for having fun,
Yeah.
but because it was like, I think there's a time and a place to let loose. And I think that's normal. But I was disappointed that I had let myself get to that point just because I thought that there was no return. And I was like pissed. And when I get angry about something, then I'm like, that's it, I'm done. So I literally saw it that day. I was working from home and I messaged you. And as soon as you called me, I was like, I'm in. That's it. I need help. I don't like to admit I need help, but I need help.
It does sometimes take, that's it, right?
Yep.
That's it. And it's funny, my husband and I joke like, dun, 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 everything's fine, la la. And then that's it, right?
Yep.
That's it. Like it's angry. Okay.
Yeah.
Like enough's
Yep.
enough. This isn't who I am or who I
Hmm.
want to be.
No,
Yeah.
I like deep down, like I'm like the same person at the core, but I like didn't recognize like how I was treating my body. And it was so like bizarre for me to look at. And I was like, this sucks. Like, I don't like admitting I need help because like I know how to eat healthy. I know how to work out. I could do it myself, but it just seemed so out of sight that I was like, I need immediate attention.
Yeah. No, it's funny. I've gotten more into Instagram in the last 6 months, but at the time when I saw your message, I'm like, oh, did no one check this mailbox? Okay, I'll say hi. I'll respond to this person. And I was literally in the parking lot procrastinating going into the gym. So I have to, I'm the
Mhm.
same as all my clients. Okay, I'm in the parking lot. Good time
Yep.
to check my phone and not go into the gym. And then
Mhm.
you and I had that conversation
Yeah.
and it was all very relatable in terms of I am getting married and I have a fitness background and I'm just ready for I'm like
Yeah.
ready for it.
I don't care I don't stage, no stage, just get me to be better. Like I just needed help. I was like, that was my rock bottom moment. I was like, and if anything was going to pull me out, I was like, the faster I sign up and pay for this, the faster I'm going to be like, all right, what are we going to do? I got my motivation. I got my people watching me to make sure I stay compliant to everything. So,
It
just
is
need,
interesting and I sometimes cringe at this saying where that transactions are transformational. But sometimes they, when you're
Mhm.
like, okay, here's my hard-earned money, I'm in. If the whole process cost you $2, then I'm only losing $2. And not that we're not thousands and thousands of dollars to work
No.
with us, but it is,
Mhm.
you're putting your money where your mouth is and saying, okay,
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm gonna do what you tell me to do. And it was fun. And
It's an investment. I feel like it's like literally an investment. So it wasn't like, oh, this is a lot of money, so I guess I have to do it. It was more like, okay, like I know what they're providing based on the cost, which is fine for me at this point in my life. And I need it. Like I need it. There's no question.
right, I did know, okay, this is a person who works out, again, very relatable, knows what to do. And for
Hmm.
whatever reason, we are at a point where I wasn't doing it and I need help. Great, I'm going to help you. And I remember your first or second week, you're like, hey, look, I already eat this way. Do you remember
Yeah.
that?
I was like, this is like not that bad.
You're like, I think you're, wait a minute.
I was like, there's no way. I literally, I I even wrote this down because I printed out the questions you asked because I wanted, that was one that I wanted to, yeah, big shocker. I wanted to prepare. And I was like, I remember telling Eric the first time that I weighed in, and I was like, I've been eating 6 freaking meals a day. There's no way the girl that eats 3 meals a day and can never lose a pound is losing any weight. And I lost 7 pounds my first week. And I was like, and just that was like, all right, I'm in. I was like, very, not that if I hadn't lost 7 pounds, that I wouldn't have been convinced it was working, but it was like right off the bat for me, it's if I see like the proof is in the pudding, then I'm like, I'm in, I'm there.
Oh, yeah. No, I remember very well. I'm like,
I was like,
okay.
holy
Because, yeah, because you were like,
yeah.
Bonnie, I just want to let you know, like, I already eat
Mhm.
this way. And I'm like, okay, here, okay, let's see what
Keep doing
happens.
it.
No, keep doing that. And yes, I could see, and it was really gratifying to me as a coach to be like, okay, I'm watching her like have aha moments and going through the process and not saying you're skeptical, but you were like,
For sure.
yeah,
Won't lie, I was skeptical until stage day. Like I was like, there's no way. I just until I think until I took the diuretic and looked in the mirror and was like, huh, like this looks a lot different than 4 months ago. Like I just
it's
yeah.
yeah, it's hard to see. And for anyone listening, like the diuretic's natural,
Yes,
right?
I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not like prescription diuretics or anything
Like
that's
herbal. Hmm.
or it's herbs essentially. You could make your
Yes.
own probably, but
Yeah,
it
probably.
is there is there's another expression like you're too close to the project.
Hmm.
As you're going through it, you're you with your brain and like your eyes don't adjust quickly. Other people will start to see things and you'll keep looking in the mirror going, I don't know,
Yeah.
depending on the day, right? It could be like, oh, this
Yeah.
is working. Oh, it's not working.
Remember
Right.
thinking like, okay, I'm losing weight, but I still feel, and I hate to use this word. I absolutely despise it because I hate when I hear it and I hate when people talk about themselves this way. But like the stereotypical word, like I look fat. Like that's just like the phrase, the 3 words, I look fat. The amount of times my fiance would be rich as hell if he had $1 for every single time that came out of my mouth in the last year. Like millionaire. And I remember losing weight on the scale and I was like, okay, but still feel not like I look much different. And then I remember the end of February, so it had only been about a month, and I had taken a picture for the check-in and I put the first picture next to that picture and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, where did it go? Like, where did all my stuff go?
Yeah.
Like, I could, and then you start to see it. And then I feel like, then again, like, it kicked me even more into high gear. I was like, oh, so this is working.
Yeah.
This is happening.
That's right. And the
Yeah.
weekly check-ins with photos is
Hmm.
good because you just need to have a lot of different ways to see, okay, if even if the scale didn't move, right? I
Yeah.
still am like taking a picture every week and I can
Hmm.
see, like I have eyes. So your this season was your very first season. Yes, this is your very first season.
First, yeah.
Had you ever seen a bodybuilding show in person before?
No, only pictures online.
I see. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think that's Same, right? I competed so long ago, there wasn't really even social media. So what I saw,
Surprise.
right, was like Oxygen magazine, right? That was the
Yeah.
only basis of knowledge. What do you think is the most surprising thing about the process or
Mhm.
becoming a competitor? Or maybe I don't know if you even consider do you think now I'm a competitor?
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts.
I honestly, ever since I've competed in gymnastics, my entire like if someone still asked me, it wasn't like, what did you do for a sport? It was, I'm a gymnast. Like for some reason, I don't compete anymore, but I think that I still am. Like that's just like
Yes.
who I've always been.
Yeah.
So I'm just like competitive. Like it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I get pissed when I lose a game of cards. I get pissed when I lose a kickball game at work. That's just who I am. So I don't like losing. I will say, like one of the most surprising things was how much you can eat and either lose or maintain weight because I genuinely had I'd like to think I knew a lot about nutrition and I think I had a good base, but nothing compared to what I know now and seeing it in real time. I'm like, I was being so dumb. Like I literally was like, oh, I have to wait X amount of hours before I can eat again because I don't want to have too many calories. And now I'm still post show eating at least 5 meals a day.
Yeah.
It's
I think,
crazy.
yeah, I think people do get surprised, even
Yep.
Bikini, other programs I have where they're like, how could this possibly work? I'm like, okay, I
Yes.
get it. And it's not to say it's very nuanced, right? Because you can't go into wanting to lose weight and being like, oh, you mean eat a lot more like Michael Phelps, like 14,000
Right.
calories? But it is interesting, especially when you are someone who works out, someone who is fit, someone who does have muscle, and you've been trying to restrict and have less and less
Yeah.
calories. And then you start to, it's like watering a plant essentially. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
the plant is thriving. Look at that.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
honestly, the entire prep, yeah, like the last couple weeks, you're a little bit more tired. Like you're getting to the end. It's mentally exhausting, I think, more than anything.
Yeah.
Just thinking about, at least for me, like first show, like what is it going to be like? And like that type of mental stress. But I was going to say something like very specific and I lost my train of thought completely. I had something so good I was going to say.
Really? Was something between the first and the second show, maybe, or something about as the weeks go on? It will come to you.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I feel like I had more energy like I always thought that it was going to be like a miserable experience based on what I had seen and like things like stereotypes that you maybe hear online or on social
Yeah.
media. I was like, okay, get ready. Like I start prep on Monday. Like it's going to be terrible. And I just remember thinking how awful I was going to feel and how hungry I was going to be. And I was almost never hungry. And I felt better almost immediately. Like within a week or two, like I wasn't bloated. That was like me every single day. I would complain about feeling bloated. I wasn't as tired. I didn't feel as dehydrated. I didn't feel like just so many little things that I was like very surprised that I didn't feel anymore. Still, not to say I can never get bloated or I can never be this or that, but as a whole, I have way more energy and yeah, I just feel better.
And it is funny because there are stereotypes, and there's even, and I've had thousands, probably 1,000 different clients at this point in this program. And I know for a fact, because people do people things, there probably are some women who are like, she says to do this, so I'm going to do half the meals, or she says to walk for an hour, I'm going to walk for 3 hours. There's always the person who's not
Hmm.
going to follow and do their thing. And then not have good results. They're not going to get, and they're going to be like, see, they do. But it is interesting if you're just like, okay, I'm going to do what they say. And here
Yep.
I am eating more food and feeling way better.
Yeah. Which is surprising, but like I people here make fun of me. They're like, "Oh, it's your third meal today." I'm like, "Yes, I know." And
Yes, I'm still eating.
I'm eating chicken at 10 a.m. Not that you have to, but I like it. So that's just the way it is. And I can have chicken and rice whatever time I want.
Oh,
And
yeah. That's the thing
a
too,
million
is
other things, of course, but just as an example. And I don't know, I feel like you get very creative with your food because instead of getting like ranch or like a mayo or sour cream based like sauce or something that has however many calories. I've always enjoyed cooking, but you get really creative with spices and different things that you can add to your food that makes it taste good, but not go off the deep end with the calories.
1,000 calories in sour cream. That wasn't worth it. That's the thing too, and I didn't actually have this in my head to ask you, but I think what happens and what you're describing too is, okay, I'm eating more, but I'm also figuring out what meals I want when, what foods I want
Hmm.
when. And I do try to explain to people, like, look, I would love to say, everybody who comes in, I have a crystal ball, I have your DNA, I have your blood work. I'll know exactly what you
Hmm.
should eat at what time in what amount. I can't.
Right.
Anybody and any coach that I think pretends like, oh, it's completely custom only to you. I'm like, that's impossible.
Right.
However, the way the program is set up, it does allow you as the consumer of the food to be like, okay, I'm going to mix and match this, or I like these foods, I hate these foods,
Mhm.
I want 4 meals or 5 meals, or there is
Yeah.
so much that you customize for yourself
Yeah.
that
It's true.
it sounds like that's what you were like, oh, I can at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
if I wanted to have chicken or no.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's definitely helpful because I feel like the options and being able to switch your meals around and figure out what works, like it took a little while for me to figure out like what worked exactly best for me and when to eat and how much time in between am I eating and whatever. Like now I know that protein shakes before I work out don't really, or not right before, but in the morning don't really make my stomach feel that great. But after I work out, it's fine. One thing that I learned that I never thought was a thing, I was like, I feel bloated. Now I notice these things because I'm not usually bloated anymore.
Yeah.
So things like that. And just, it gives you it honestly does carry out into the off season, even if someone competes once and didn't do it for years or didn't do it again. I know I'm doing it in the fall, but like even now, like it's carrying out in, even though I'm not prepping right now, I know I'm doing the reverse diet, but I feel like all of those like tools and when I eat certain things, it's just gonna be a thing now. Like it gives you so much like base knowledge of just what your body likes.
It builds, right? It
Yeah.
starts to build on, oh, okay. So now I
Hmm.
know, like, now that I'm off season, I'm in between seasons,
Yeah.
and this works for me right now, right?
Mhm.
And I'm going to play with it. I'm going to figure out, to your point, like, when does a protein shake work for me or not work for me?
Yeah.
And all the tools you're getting will continue to build. And we change too as time
Hmm.
goes on, and our goals change, our age
Hmm.
changes, the amount of muscle we have changes, and
Yeah.
you can use the tools to keep building. And that is really the point, is to give you
Mhm.
tools that you can work with and not be like, okay, everything that you learned, I'm somehow able to grab that back and you don't have the basis of knowledge. It does lead me to that next question, is how has this process changed you?
It's very cliche. But the best way I can say it is I can do so much more than I thought I could. Like even at the gym. Like you do 10 reps, okay, can I do 12? Sure. Can I wait to eat my next meal for 20 minutes so then I can space them out? Yeah. Do I need the massive piece of cake because it looks good? Like I would feel like I was missing out on something if I couldn't enjoy something with a group of people or at a party or whatever. But it doesn't mean you can never have it again. Doesn't mean you'll miss out forever. Like I learned that I feel like my identity didn't change. I feel like again, ugh, it's like a Hallmark special. I feel like I found who I was again. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I used to be like a certain way with my body and my health and being an athlete and just doing sports and always being active. And then it just fell off and I lost so much confidence for a long time. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, there I am. There she is. I felt like I didn't know where I was for a while, but I feel more like myself.
It is interesting because that talk to a lot of women, right, who I
Mhm.
used to be athletic or I used to work out or I used to
Mhm.
be like this. And then one day you wake up and you're not. And I think finding yourself again and feeling like this is really me, maybe cliche, but I think very relatable. People
Yeah.
want to feel like themselves. Was there anything crazy, funny, or unexpected that came from this? Is there anything I don't know?
Anything you don't know.
I don't know, something that happened backstage or any snafus, funny things.
Oh, this is for anyone that wants to do this that sweats a lot, like myself. And by a lot, I've gotten tested for different things, and apparently I'm fine, but I get it from my father. Literally, I sweat pulling my pants up. Like, I am just, of course, nerves on stage day. I was telling Heidi for with the spray tanning, I was like, you're going to have to fix me all the time. So every single hour, she would have to roll my armpits. And you can ask her because she will remember. I would bend over and she'd fix my butt. And then I would go like this and she'd fix my armpits. I'm probably sweating now. I don't know. But I literally, not just like nerves, but just I sweat so much. And I was like, I'm going to be dripping on stage and everyone's going to see my spray tan fall off and I'm going to be the talk of the town. And of course, nobody saw, nobody cared, and she fixed it. But that was like a funny thing because it happened at Spring Mania. And then at Northeast Classic, when I came in, she's just like, don't be nervous today, girl, because can't be fixing your spray tan every 5 minutes. And I was like, I need it. So,
Yeah. It's funny, right? I would have never have known that. Your tan
no,
looked flawless. You look flawless on stage. You did not look like a sweaty mess. I've actually seen on stage people's tans literally running off.
melt. I was melting, shocked. I'm so thankful, but I'm shocked because underneath my hair, I had brought a portable fan backstage. Everyone's back there, like Alyssa and Michaela, everyone has like a little robe or jacket on, and they're like, oh God, it's so cold. And I have my hair up and I'm fanning like under my neck. And I was like, I don't know who you guys are, but I'm having a hot flash.
Oh my God, that is very funny. Is there any advice you would have or want to share with someone who was like, should I do this? Is this for me? Somebody who needs to be pushed in the pool.
Yeah, I honestly would say if you come across it and this program and you're like, hell no, then consider doing it because you probably need it,
Yeah.
honestly. If you're like, no way, then you should probably just do it because you're going to, regardless, at worst case scenario, you're going to learn a lot about yourself and your tolerance, gain some patience and willpower, and just feel a little better. Like, worst case scenario. Like, there was so much more that came from it, but I would genuinely say that if you don't want to do it, you should try doing it because
Yeah.
you probably, if you don't have the confidence to want to do it, some people just don't want to. But if you're like looking to figure some shit out, feel better about yourself, get more fit, get more lean, whatever, I feel it's such a good opportunity to just extend the boundaries. Who does this? Like, literally, who does this? No one. Like, people do it, but like the percentage of people that just do this, like, everyone thinks it's so cool. And you're like, "Oh my god, like, you look so good." Who doesn't like to hear that?
Yeah, it is interesting. Right. At the end of the day, for the 100 women who are in a gym right now, only one
Mhm.
or two are going to say yes. I do talk to a lot of people and encourage them. And I think sometimes people are, to your point, vehement and be like, no, I could never do that. But I think the seed starts to get planted. And for you, you see, if you're at a point in your life where you're maybe stuck or it's
Mhm.
not like it's your health or body or clothing isn't like working for you, like something you
Mhm.
just feel blah. And also, you're like, I'm getting married, or for women who are changing jobs or getting a divorce or breaking up or start something like, I
Mhm.
need something for me, all mine. I need to get back.
Yeah.
I need to feel good again.
That was the
Um,
thing I told Eric too, and this is, like, one of the main points that I actually did wanna say, so I'm glad you just said that.
yeah.
I feel like whether it's, like, school or sports or anything, I don't know, you either have a team or maybe you have a group on a project and everyone chips in, and yes, we have a team, and yes, we have coaches, and there's, of course, meal plans and workout plans and everything provided, which is incredible and makes everything so much more thoughtless when it comes to having to build from the ground up. But like at the end of the day, no matter what circumstances are around you, like I went out there and I was like, I did this. Like there was literally not one person that did it for me or part of it for me. No one helped me with the project, obviously on the outside, but like the
Right.
physical body aspect, like it was my choice. And like you feel just so good.
One of the shirts we had from a couple seasons ago was I built this because I feel strongly about that too. Like at the end
Yeah.
of the day, I'm here to be like, yay,
Yeah.
fitness asylum, yay me. But at the end of the day, you did the work. It's you. I, it's funny because I had a coach that would say that. I opened the door. I held the
Mhm.
door open for you to walk through the door. You had
Mhm.
to choose
Exactly.
to walk. I could stand here all day with my hand on the doorknob and be like, come on in, come on. And you walk through the door.
Yeah, there's many moving parts as to who helps you get there, but I think like on the from the inside out, like there you could give me the entire plan and I could follow it one day a week. Like I don't need to do it every day.
Correct.
I don't know, it's something about following the plan, sticking with the workout, obviously as much as you possibly can despite life factors.
Yeah.
But then you get there and you're like, wow, like literally nobody else did this for me, which I think is like a very unmatched feeling. And it relates a lot to like the sports aspect and all that because like you're doing it, it's your body, like you
You
got
did this.
yourself
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
You did it. And
Yeah.
it is do you ever see that YouTube video? It was not a YouTube video till it was a Snoop Dogg doing this whole thing. I want to thank myself.
Oh, I actually think I did see that
Yeah,
before.
it's very funny where
Yeah.
he I want to thank myself for doing all
Yeah.
the hard work. And it's true. Like
Yeah.
you did the hard work. I've had over the years, I've talked to clients and not just about bikini, other programs, and they will say, I already have that program. Huh? Yeah, you have it. Are you
Yeah.
doing it? Right? There's a
Right.
difference. And to your point, yeah, I could give you the workouts, I can give you the plan. You chose to do it. Like all in, all
Yeah.
you. At the end of the day, it's you eating the food and you
Hmm.
taking the supplements and you
Hmm.
going for a walk. It's not me
It's
coming
true.
to your house and dragging you around the block.
Yeah.
So yes, eating.
It's a misconception. I think the bikini bodybuilding physique world from an outsider perspective still is looked at as wow, they probably starved themselves to get there. But it's so the opposite.
Yeah.
And it's so much more fulfilling than just what it looks like.
You had to feed yourself to get there. You had to prioritize yourself to get there.
Yeah.
You had to make yourself first all the
Hmm.
time. And that's not easy. Yes, there are a lot of stereotypes out there. And
Hmm.
there's some fine lines, right,
I
between
thought the
natural
same
body.
thing.
What'd you say?
Before I knew about it and before I signed up, I
Yeah,
thought the same thing. Truly. I was
right.
just like, oh, like I'm gonna be hungry all the time.
Exactly. And there are like sure, there could be other coaches or people who the some bodybuilding federations or shows or coaches, they're not natural, right? There are other
Hmm.
extremes that someone would go to, but that's not us, right? We're more like I'm prioritizing
Yeah.
health and like your health and
Yeah.
your wellness to still get you to your goal.
That's the biggest thing for me too. I don't think unless I knew that like my health was first priority, then I obviously wouldn't have continued because it's not, oh, just eat this 5 times a day. And there's no rhyme or reason. It's barely any food or something like that. That's honestly like in my head, I was just like, oh, I hope it's not like that. And then you realize like you're taking the supplements, you're getting all your fats, your carbs, your protein, your water, your electrolytes, everything. And it really is like a lifestyle change. If you want to know how to fix up the whole picture, it's just like a good place to start.
Well, I appreciate you so much and thank you for taking the time to do this. I think everything you said would be so appreciated. Somebody who's I have no idea about it. It does look like it when I see it on Instagram or Facebook, I have a lot of assumptions. And I think hearing from somebody who's literally in it for the first
Mhm.
time and all of your like first timer impressions is really powerful.
Yeah, it's intimidating and it looks intimidating. And I think that's why people build the stereotypes, but it's worth doing some research on to consider for sure.
Yeah. All right, my friend, I'll be seeing you soon.
Of course.
Bye.